But guys, let's go ahead and move on to the final topic of the day. Kind of in the same vein of what we were just talking about right here, because Anton Fuqua and Will Smith are pulling out. But RyanCoogler is, he feels kind of different about it. And I can't necessarily say I blame him. But that brings us to the final topic today. I said what to do, because this brother may not just not know what to do. He had an op-ed with Shadow and Act, and I have the report right here. And it says, RyanCoogler pens op-ed denouncing Georgia's new voting laws exclusive. And let me just go ahead and read this right here. Let me make that bigger. The fight, can y'all see that? The fight for full enfranchisement is fundamental to the African-American struggle in this country and to this country's claim to functioning democracy. As an African-American and as a citizen, I oppose all attempts, explicit and otherwise, to shrink the electorate and reduce access to the ballot. I say this as I return to Georgia, a state that holds a special place in my heart. I lived in Atlanta for 8 months while filming my last movie. I have long looked forward to returning. But when I was informed of the passage of SB, Senate Bill 202, in the state and its ramifications for the state's voters, I was profoundly disappointed. While I wish to turn my concerns into action, I could not do so without first being educated on the specifics of Georgia. Having now spoken with voting rights and activists in the state, I have come to understand that many people employed by my film, including all the local vendors and businesses we engage, are the very same people who will bear the brunt of SB 202. For those reasons, I will not be engaging in a boycott of Georgia. What I will be doing is using my voice to empathize the effects of SB 202, its shameful roots in Jim Crow, and doing all I can to support organizations fighting voter suppression here in the state. Now, again, guys, this full article is down in the description box if you want to read it. Right here, if you can see on the screen, it says Senate bill will do. It has bullet points of exactly what this bill would do, which is ridiculous. Criminalize handing out water and snacks to voters in line. That's effing crazy. I mean, it makes no goddamn sense. I'm getting upset just thinking about it again like that. But James, I'm gonna come to you first, man. So Will Smith and Anton Fuqua, they're leaving Georgia, but RyanCoogler is staying in for the reasons I just read. How are you feeling about this, man? How are you feeling?
I actually appreciate that he separated Georgia, the state, and the people from Georgia, the politicians, if that makes sense, because he is not, simply saying, I'm going to leave and that's it. I'm going to forget about everyone I've worked with. Like he mentioned, he's already had, his time in Atlanta. He's had his time in Georgia, and he's looking out for the people that, he's employing, as well as those that are working on films alongside him. So I like what he's doing by denouncing it. And I also, can see the other side of the coin too with Will Smith and Antoine Fuqua leaving, because there are going to be moments, I guess, in time where people are going to have to just make a difference by pulling out of Georgia. And then there are going to be people that are going to have to stay, like directors and writers and studios that are going to have to stay and try to make a difference. And their impact and their constant voice crying out for change is going to make a huge difference by them staying. So I love that they're doing a lot of work on the inside, and RyanCoogler, seriously props to him, one of the best directors of my lifetime, and I'm just so grateful that his voice is gonna spark a lot of change, I would hope, in Georgia.
Right on.
Yes! Yes!
Thank you so much, Herbert Harris, for the $5 super chat. This panel is awesome. Keep speaking truth to power. Thank you so much for the super chat. I do appreciate it. Excuse me, Lamont, I'm coming to you next, and then Elia, you're after him. Lamont, how are you feeling about this? Not Anton Fuqua, but RyanCoogler deciding to stay in Georgia opposed to leaving, like Will Smith and Anton Fuqua.
I was raised by a grandmother who always told me actions speak louder than words. And so on the very basis of what he's saying, I'm a little disappointed. However, I am willing to see what he's going to do in terms of his activism, because he did mention that he is going to fight against this thing. He's going to go to activist groups. He's going to get involved. And so before I rag on him, because I think that the biggest way to get people to listen up is to take your show on the road, move it somewhere else. Having said that, I don't know the intricacies of, has he already signed contracts down there? Is everything already ironclad? Can he not leave? And so I just want to see, what is he going to do, considering that he's decided that he's going to fight the fight of the bill, but he's going to stay in Georgia. So that's where I'm at with that. I just want to see what he's going to do, because one thing we're all tired of Every time there's a mass shooting, every time we see some kids get shot, every time a black person dies from the cops, we're all sick and tired of the words, thoughts, and prayers. Mm-hmm. What we need is action, and that's what it takes to get these type of things overcome.
Right on. And if I'm missing some of y'all's comments, I apologize. I'm trying to do a lot of here. Real quick though, I was happy about Will Smith and Antoine Fuqua pulling out of Georgia. But to be honest with you, I just need to do more research on a lot of stuff before I come down on anybody, because I mean, it's a lot of moving parts to this. And some I know, some I don't. So I don't want to just, like you kind of said, Lamont, it's disappointing that he's not, but at the same time, you know, I just don't know enough to you know, come to some full conclusion, to be honest with you. What's up, Michael? What state isn't racist though? Right on, man. Shout out to Michael, Black Gay Comic Geek, you know, cool brother as well. If you want to follow his channel, that is his channel's name as well, right there. And so, Elia, I'm coming to you next. Antoine Fuqua and Will Smith decided to leave Georgia, but RyanCoogler wants to stay. How are you feeling about that?
And Brandon, if I may, I would like to correct you. It's Elia with an E.
Oh my gosh, I'm sorry, Elia. Yeah. Elia, I'm sorry about that. My bad. My bad. I'm so
it was the accent. I think it was just the accent. It was a Southern accent that was getting it wrong.
I don't know.
I'm wingman. I'm the greatest wingman in the world. I'm telling you. Go on, Mom.
Yeah, you can go ahead, Larry. If Larry wants to go, he can, because I know you have a lot to say, Larry.
No, he would just mess with you. I'm just messing with you.
No, about the topic. But no, I was just going to say that, as I was going to say earlier, I didn't want to jump the gun. And as you said too, Brandon, there's moving parts. And that's true. There's so many moving parts involved. You can't just like realistically, and me coming from another perspective of this, being on as a side as an actress, and to just shut it down like that, you don't know, you're affecting so many people in this production. And just like you said, the same people who would be being affected by this bill are the same people that would be affected by just stopping this movie or abruptly moving. But I need to do more research as well, to be honest, with involving this, because I was reading a few things, but I don't want to say anything yet because I want to read more. But about my whole thing is why. I always look for the why, and I always go for bigger picture, not just what the headline says or what one outlet says. I really look deeper into things than Facebook, which I think we should all do, especially in these times. Because I think the laziness, that's what people kind of, or just, they want to take advantage of that if you don't read the whole thing or read the whole book or look at the whole picture. Unfortunately, we live in that day and age because attention span is like shorter. I think I read it shorter than a goldfish now. We have on average. Wow. I can't find a source, but I believe it is. It makes sense if you think about it. That's why everything is so short nowadays.
I'm sorry, what'd you say?
Are you tripping? No. Larry,
no.
How you feeling about this, man? Will Smith.
Catch up, Larry.
Will Smith and Antoine Fuqua. Will Smith and Antoine Fuqua are pulling out. Pulling out, but RyanCoogler wants to stay in. How you feeling about this, man?
I'm disappointed in RyanCoogler, man. I really am. I honestly believe that this is just a straight cop out. And he can turn around and say, oh, I'm looking out for the people of Georgia that I work with, yada, yada, yada. But here's the thing. This country, throughout its entire history, has responded only to two things: money and violence. And that's it. That if you want change, those are your only two levers that you have to pull. And if we're not willing to go violently into the night, your only other option is to affect somebody's pocketbook. And that's it. And the time to affect someone's pocketbook is not after productions are completed and everybody has their contracts fulfilled and then you can politely move on. No. That is not when you affect change. When you affect change is when it hurts them the most. When you say, nah, I'm packing all my shit and leaving. I'm taking my ball and going home. And they say, well, we have contracts. We'll sue. And you say, cool. You sue me. I'm RyanCoogler. I work for Marvel. You sue me. How about this? You will never, ever, never, ever, never, ever, ever work with me or anybody that I deal with ever again if you sue me. They do that all the time. It happens all the time. And people get mad. They get their butts hurt. And then they say, you know what? Do what you have to do. I mean, it has to hurt. That is the point. And to sit around there and say, well, I'm gonna learn some more. I'm gonna do this. It's akin to people getting up there after somebody's been shot, like Lamont says, and says, oh, we want to have thoughts and prayers. And I've said it before as time. Don't ever make me a hashtag. Burn the shit down. I mean, I don't want someone up there talking about thoughts and prayers and we want to forgive people. No. If you want real change, if you want to institute change, the only way to do it is through hurting their pocketbook or hurting them violently. I'm not advocating for violence, but I am advocating to hurt them financially, and that means drag everything about the state. Hell, if Major League Baseball can pull out, are you telling me a black man with influence like RyanCoogler can't? I mean, come on, bro. I know that it's hard out there for black men in Hollywood, but you are in a position that you can do something. So do it. Do it.
Hey, well, I hear you, man. I love the passion. You know, when they be shooting in these states, man, it creates tons of jobs. So if he pull, and you know, he got some people that are expecting to get paid, you know, you got to consider that as well. And, and I just don't know, though. I just don't know.
Credits? You know who else gets a ton of tax credits? Just a state or so over in Louisiana. They give a ton of tax credits for film projects. Go there.
That's what they may do for emancipation. As a matter of fact, I don't know.
And if Marvel goes to Louisiana, maybe we can finally get that Gambit movie.
Oh my God!
Here we go. This guy right here.
You was doing fine, Larry. Dang, you was doing fine. Lord have mercy.
Bring a little levity into it.
Oh, Lord. But I don't know if you guys are familiar with Fremantle. Fremantle produces Family Feud, and they are talking about leaving Georgia until they redo that bill. Because yes, everybody that's leaving now, you hurt some people right now, but to long-term look at this thing, when you step back and take a long view, not letting these people vote for their best interest is going to hurt them for a lifetime, not for a couple of weeks, not for a couple of years, but them not being able to vote for what's in their best interest to satisfy their livelihood and their voting blocks is going to hurt them longer term than whatever these jobs do that the studios are picking up and leaving. So I'm in favor. You got to help these people. And when the voiceless don't have a voice, those that do have the voice have to use it.
I hear you, man. I just gotta dig a little bit more deeper before I go in like that. But I love everybody's comments on this right here. I do.
And Aaliyah, I know you're an actress, so I know you can't always say everything you want to say because Hollywood is a very small, tight-knit community, and I don't want you to say something that someone's going to get butthurt over and keep you from getting a job later. But I can say whatever I want to say. So I hope I'm speaking some of your thoughts.
That'll work. Well, guys, anything else on this topic from anybody? No? All right.